What up, guys? You know who it is. It's your boy John Mike back again, and today I got something really special for you. I'm going to be talking about my synth wall and how I have built it and structured and routed everything. Okay, so let's jump in here into the control room and let's see what we got here. So here in the control room, what we got here, as you can see, looks like Guitar Center. And another friend said it looks like Sam Ash. I prefer Guitar Center because that's just the vibe. And the whole vibe I was going for when I was building this out was that I wanted it to feel like Guitar Center because it keeps you in a creative space. Like, your space matters, and how you do things and how you structure it matters out, because, you know what I'm saying, when you're trying to get down and dirty and get creative, you don't want technology in the way, you don't want any of that. And one of the things that I know is that when I go to Guitar Center, that's when I actually feel legit creative. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's just the environment. You got other musicians there doing their thing, but when you walk in, you do stuff. You just play stuff. You play chords. You play things that you normally wouldn't do, you know what I'm saying, at home when you're in Guitar Center. So I wanted to create that same environment, that same feel here. So in order to do this, I had to get a couple of key components. One being the Slat Wall. You can get these on Amazon. I think I paid somewhere around $150 for the set. It was like two 2x4 panels basically. And then I got my man Scruse to like nail them into the wall, make sure they're in the studs, because equipment is heavy, and this is thousands upon thousands of dollars of equipment that you don't want to fall off the wall, so make sure you get it in the stud. So the other thing I did was I ordered these little slat stands that like mount into the slats on the wall. I actually went to Guitar Center and I looked behind where the keyboards were to kind of see, you know what I'm saying, like how they were doing it. Then I went back and found it on Amazon and ordered it. These were about $40 a piece in order to do this or what have you. So as you can see on my synth wall, I have a couple of very key components on this side of the synth wall. Over here is my vintage and synth wall. So what I have over here is like a couple of vintage pieces, which is my Kurzweil SP88. Down here, I have a Korg X5, beautiful, amazing keyboard. If you're familiar with the X Series 90s board, early 90s board, this board was my childhood. This was pretty much my childhood. And if you know anything about it, you know that this board was like one of the kings. Anything in the X and N series was like ruling the 90s for Korg. So I have the X5, the Kurzweil SP88. Then I have my like analog synths, like the Korg Miniloque, love this board, the Roland GAIA 2, and then you gotta have a Sub37, really, really dope. And then I got Maschine over here. I don't really use it like as a beat machine, so to speak, like to actually play out beats. But what I actually am using it for is a controller for Logic. So if I'm standing over here and I need to do anything, because I'm normally routing all of my, you know, boards and everything through Logic, I can actually control Logic from here because it links up, and I can actually start, stop, record, all of that from here, and I can control the volumes on everything on my tracks and stuff. So it's just literally a controller for me to be able to do that, and it serves the purpose to getting MIDI to trigger the vintage stuff. Like this SP88 and this X5, they don't have USB ports on it, so I cannot trigger it, you know, trigger MIDI on it, or, you know, play MIDI on it without traditional MIDI. It doesn't have USB ports on it. But these other ones, the Sub Fatty, the Minilogue, and the GAIA, they all have USB ports, so they actually return MIDI and all of that in and out back through the actual ports, the USB ports, so I don't have to do that. So the Maschine is serving a couple of purposes: control and MIDI to my stuff that's non-USB.
When you got one of those modes where I don't know what to do, I'm stuck.
You're right.
All I do is listen to something like that, and it's like, okay, now
I
got something.
Exactly.
I have like every single plugin, but some plugins you be spending like hours just trying to find that one sound. You took the time to really curate and find like a group of like sounds that's really usable, that get straight to the point.
You're giving them enough to get started, so they can walk into a room with someone and be like, all right, man, what am I missing?
I love the plug-in, man. I think it's incredible. I think people are gonna be like, wow. I mean, you got the sounds, people looking for sounds like that, but now they just get the plug-in.
You know what I mean? So you literally can just cook a complete record, like just from this plugin. And for me, it's like not about a whole bunch of sounds, it's about production.
He gonna come out the gate sounding legit.
Yeah.
Out the gate sounding legit because of something like this. So I'm telling everybody, man, get the juice pack.
It's the truth, bro. I got to have it.
It's fire. It's definitely juice. D-Lo got the juice.
So over here, I got my flagship boards on this side, my Korg Nautilus, my Akai MPC Key 61, and the newest addition, the new kid on the block, the Nord Electro 6D. All right, so these are kind of like my workstations, you know how those go. They got the sequencers, all that stuff. Even though I don't really use the sequencers, I'm gonna get into how I actually have all of this routed and set up inside of the DAW to be able to use all of the features. But I really basically use all of these as glorified sound modules. That's pretty much how I'm using it. And I'm going to get into the routing on the MIDI side in just a second. But over here is where the center station of kind of where everything happens on this piece right here. So powering this, of course, I got like a little power converter that's got all the, you know, ports on the back that powers everything. So everything is plugged up into this conditioner. And then right here, I have a Behringer Ultra DI Pro. That's what this is. And so what this is just a rack mount DI. It's an 8-channel rack mount DI that basically lets me like kill the buzz, the ground noise. You know how like when you have a buzz from a cable or from DC hum or anything like that, you get this little, you know, hum that's going in. So to kill it, you kill the ground. It's probably a whole lot more scientific than that. That's just my understanding of it. All I know is pluggy, pressy button, hum gone. All right, that's pretty much how it works, right? So I got this because I got tired of chasing down the hum, so to speak, on like my lines, and I tried everything. Trust me, you don't have to tell me in the comment section. I tried everything to get rid of it, and the only way to do it was to use a direct box. That's just me. I researched and tried everything. Direct box was what it was that fixed the problem. So that left me the problem. Do I get 8 direct boxes, or can I find an 8-channel rack mount DI, which was perfect? This has served the purpose. That's literally all it is. It's just a rack mount DI for all of the synths. Everything is plugged into this. A couple of them are plugged into this rack mount mixer, which I'll talk about in a second. So below that, I have a 10-channel USB hub that's rack mount. Got it off Amazon, made by a company called Sedna. I think that's how you say it. Either way, USB 3.0, 10 ports on it. So all of the boards are literally plugged up directly into this hub. And that's how I'm able to like send MIDI to them, you know what I'm saying, from here, and control these boards all from this. So everything is routed into this. I have a DI right here, Patch Bay. It's not really doing, I'm experimenting with some things with this. I'll talk about that in another video. So I'm kind of experimenting. This isn't really doing much that's going to offer value for this video, but I'm going to talk about that in another video on some things that I'm working on with this Patch Bay. But under this is just another rack mount mixer. It's actually a DJ mixer that I found several years ago. Picked it up and I just used it, and it's rack mount, has like 4 channels. So everything in here is RCA, so I'm able to run straight off the headphone jack on these synths, specifically the Kurzweil, the X5, and I believe one of these other, I think the Minilogue is running through here. So I have 3 synths running through there or what have you. You see the meters jumping on that. So they're running through there. And that's how I'm getting that. And then that's returning back to a channel over here on my mix board, on my Studiolive or what have you. So all of these, the DI and this mixer, are all sending. I actually have a snake, an 10-channel snake that is running from back behind here, back behind the desk, and then returning on channels over here on the Studiolive. So that is how I'm getting my audio into the computer. So everything is routed, everything is hot. So all of that is hot, everything is, they're all hot, and they all run from this particular board right here. So, and last but not least, the last piece to this setup is actually my Roland A88 MK2. This is my favorite keyboard, favorite feel for this sort of thing, for production and producing. This is my favorite feel for that. So this is the board out of all of the MIDI controllers that I've ever reviewed on this channel. This is the one that I've probably gotten the most value out of. It's simple, simplistic, and I'll talk about it in detail in another video. But basically how it's flowing into this setup with all of the keyboards and everything is that in Logic and in Studio One, I have setups for both of those DAWs. I can literally control any board straight from here. So if I want to play something on the Nautilus, for instance, so I got a sound here on the Nautilus. It's the same sound right there, right? So, but with this board, I can also change sounds literally. So I can control patch changes and everything from this board just by touching a button. And I got that set up for all of the keyboards to be able to do that. So the same, even if I want to play the Akai, I can easily pull that board up. Literally can play that, or the Nord, you know what I'm saying? Like I got the Nord set up here. Or I can change a patch. So I can easily go from sound to sound directly from this board, same with any of them. So if I want to pull something on the Moog back there, it's all right there. I can instantly, at a click, I can literally just pull up and start playing the Sub37 or the GAIA. And it can all be controlled from this keyboard right here. And I have everything else from there. And I'll show you some other things that I'm using to really tweak to where I actually don't have to leave the desk to do anything. I can do it all from right here. And I'm gonna show you here next. Y'all, I wanna thank you for making it to the end of this video. I hope you found it relevant and helpful to your workflow and you got something out of it. If you did, please drop a like down below. If you didn't, I appreciate you for watching anyway, all right? But I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.